What's going on, guys? This is Miracle Trigger, and today we're going to be taking a look at the gold Paladin cards that are coming out in the ultra rare extra booster coming out at the end of this week. So just quickly, we're not going to be talking about the new support that's coming up in the future sets that was released, but with all that being said, I think we can just jump right in. So we obviously did get a full set of triggers and a grade 0 starter. That's not all that relevant because just about every clan is the same. And we're just going to start with the grade 1s, as always. So we're going to be starting out with Listener of Truth, DINDRANE. This is a grade 1 with the ability that when placed on rearguard due to your card's ability, you can Soul Blast 1 to either draw a card or countercharge 1, and this unit gets 3,000 power to the end of the turn after that. This is a really great card. It combos really well with the deck. It's an awesome draw engine, and it countercharges, allowing you to get more plays off and be a more aggressive deck overall. This is a 5-star card, it's not really a question of it, and it's a definite staple to the deck. Next up we have Knight of Elegant Skill GARETH. Now it's important to note that this goes very well with the new Ezel card. This is important for the superior call skill, so obviously you're going to be running it. It has the ability that when placed due to one of your card's abilities, you can counterblast 1 and give it 10,000 power until the end of the turn. That's super strong. You have so many cards which are superior calling it, just all over the deck, and BEAUMAINS even calls it specifically to the field. So you're very often able to give it that 10,000 power boost if you need to, and it's just a massive ability. 5 stars again, great card. Next up we have Evil Slaying Swordsman HAUGEN. This is a card that with the ability on either Vanguard or Rearguard that when your Vanguard's attack hits, you can look at the top card of your deck, and if it's the same or lower grade than your Vanguard, you can call it to a Rearguard circle. If you do this and Haugen is on a Rearguard circle, you have to retire him. Really cool card. I'm sure that we're going to be getting cards to replace this in the future, but for now it's a 4-star card, and it's the grade 1 that I would be putting in the deck following the other two. Of course, we have the grade 1 Sentinel as well. I'm giving this a 1-star in Gold Paladin. I don't think it's as relevant in an aggressive deck as it is in a Protect or a Force clan. So, CLAD-CREST line, 1-star card for now. I don't think there's any reason to run it. And finally, we have a grade 1 with 9,000 attack and no guard and no ability. This is Waving Owl. 1-star, I just don't personally like these cards. They can be pretty effective, I guess, if that's the type of deck you like to play, but I don't think it's worth losing a 10,000 power shield over getting an extra 1,000 power attack. Starting off the grade 2s, we have Knight of Superior Skill BEAUMAINS. This is a 5-star card easily, and it's, again, really important for the Ezel combo. So on Vanguard or Rearguard, when it's placed from hand, you can discard another card and search your deck for a GARETH. You call it to Rearguard circle, then shuffle your deck. If this card, however, is placed on Rearguard due to an ability, this card gets 3,000 power, which is pretty good. After that, we have Sacred Guardian Beast NEMEAN Lion. This card on Vanguard, Rearguard, or Guardian Circle is when placed from hand, it gets power plus 3,000 and shield plus 5,000 for the rest of the turn. So it's an effective way to make up for the lack of grade 1s if you're not running a full 14, because it gets the extra 5k shield. And in general, it combos really well with other cards, being able to get that plus 3,000 power just about whenever you want, as a result of calling it from other cards' abilities, which is really good. So I'm going to give this card a 4-star. For right now, I'm pretty sure it makes the deck. However, again, this is one of those cards like Haugen that will be replaced as soon as something better comes along. After that, we have Lop Ear Shooter, which from hand has the ability that at the end of a battle that your grade 2 or greater Vanguard attacked, you can counterblast 1 to call it to a Rearguard circle and give it 5,000 power. Pretty cool card that combos really well for a big extra endgame push. I'm going to give it a 4 stars. It's just good for getting that extra aggro in, and sometimes that can make a big difference. Warring Brave Knight TORNUST is the next grade 2. It has the ability that on Rearguard, on both players' turns, if you have 1 card in your soul, it gets plus 3,000 power. If you have no cards, however, it gets 8,000 instead. This is a really cool card, and I'm not exactly sure how to judge it. A lot of the times testing this deck, I found that you run out of soul pretty quickly, so I'm assuming he'd regularly have 17,000 attack, which is pretty good. Even if you only bring it down to 1 card, 12,000, again, is pretty solid. For right now, though, I'm going to give it a 3-star just because I'm not entirely sure if it'll ever fit the deck. I wouldn't judge anyone for running it, though. This is actually a pretty cool card in my opinion. The final grade 2 is Player of the Holy Bow Viviane. On Vanguard or Rearguard, when it's placed from hand, you can Counterblast and Soul Blast one, look at the top 3 cards of your deck, and call one from among them to Rearguard Circle. Put the rest of the bottom of your deck in any order, and this unit gets plus 3,000 to the end of the turn. So this card works amazingly well with Ezel and anything else that really calls it in the middle of a turn. Because of that, I'm going to give it 5 stars, and it's just a great way to fill your field and really push that aggro message as far as you can. Finally, on to the grade 3s. We've mentioned Ezel a few times now, and we're going to take a look at his abilities. You can use this card's ability in hand. If you have a Knight of Superior Skill BEAUMAIN on your field, as well as a Gareth, you can Soul Blast one Crimson Lion Cub Criff, which is your starter, and ride this card as stand. If your opponent's Vanguard is grade 2 or less, this unit gets a drive check -1 for the rest of the turn. So this is really cool because it allows you to superior ride, and sometimes you're on a grade 3 when your opponent's on a grade 1, which is huge. Shuts out other Excel clans really hard. On top of that, if you, for whatever reason, miss the combo and it becomes available the following turn, you can ride a grade 3 naturally and get your Excel Circle, and then pop off Ezel's ability so you get a second Excel Circle right away. And that's just a really cool combo. On top of that, we have his main ability, which is really cool and super powerful. Whenever it attacks, you can call a card from your hand to Rearguard Circle. So this allows you to get that minimum of 4 attacks in each turn, and in some cases you're pushing 5, 6, or 7 because of it, which can be monumental, especially when you have an Excel Circle. And again, it combos with cards like SAGRAMORE, VIVIANE, so many other things. It's just a really good way to build up your field after you're already basically done. It's just insane. 5-star card, no question about it. Next up we have MACH/Dragon. This is terrible. So first off, no Excel Circle, which is pretty important. And then when it attacks, you can Counterblast one to call a card from your hand, and then this unit gets plus 5,000 power. So it's just a really janky, terrible version of Ezel with a Counterblast 1 cost. Bad card, 1 star. If I could rate it lower than that, I would. Next up, we have White Hair in the Moon's Shadow Pellinore. This is a card I really want to like because I loved the old Pellinore, and I just think it's so bad now. I feel like I must be missing something, which is why I'm giving it a 3 stars, but I don't understand. So it has the ability that in hand, at the end of a battle that a rearguard attack hits a grade 3 or greater Vanguard, you can Counterblast 1 and Soul Blast 3. Then ride this unit as stand, and it loses a drive check. Soul Blasting 3 is a monumental cost in this deck. It's extremely difficult and basically shuts out your DINDRANEs for the rest of the game if you're going to be doing this. Which is bad, because that's your draw engine, and that enables you to unflip your damage. So I'm not sure about that. On top of that, it comes with a condition that a rearguard has to hit a Vanguard, which is rough. Doesn't always become possible for you. It does also have the ability that on Vanguard Circle, at the end of a battle that your rearguard attacks, you can Counterblast 1 and return that card to your hand, allowing you to play both offensively and defensively, which is okay, but again, it comes at a Counterblast 1. So altogether, I just don't think that it fits very well in this deck. I don't see a reason to run it, but I'm going to assume I'm missing something, and I'm going to give it a 3 stars because there has to be something that makes this card okay. The final grade 3 is one I really do like, which is Battlefield Storm Sagramore. When placed from hand into either Vanguard or Rearguard circles, you can Soul Blast 1 to draw a card and then call a card from your hand, which is just really cool. It combos super well with Ezel and HAUGEN. So for example, if Ezel attacks, you can call this afterwards, proc the ability. If you have another one in hand, you can proc it again, and you're, in that case, playing 3 cards after your Vanguard attacks, which is huge. It's just a really good card, and I'm going to give it 4 stars overall. So with that being said, this is the deck I like to run. I do the 8 crit build, 4 perfect guard draws, and 4 heal. I'm not going to question if you run front triggers. I think they're also very effective in this deck. But I think that it's super important to push your advantage as soon as possible because it does run out of steam extremely quickly. As far as grade 1s, I run 4 Gareth, 4 HAUGEN, and 4 DINDRANE. I don't like the other 2 grade 1 options, so I'm just going to skip them for now. With that being said, you are a little bit lower on your guards because of this. So to make up for that, we run 4 NEMEAN Lions as they get that extra 5,000 guard when you play them on Guard Circle, which is pretty okay. I do run 1 Lock-Ear Shooter, as well as 4 BEAUMAINS and 4 VIVIANE. Just very powerful cards in their own. As far as the grade 3s, I do 4 Ezel and 4 SAGRAMORE. I do not run PELLINORE. I don't think it's good. So with all that being said, I hope that you guys are pretty excited to test out Gold Paladins at the end of the week. If you have any changes you'd make to this deck, or you think that anything could be a little bit better, let me know in the comments section below and we can hopefully make a perfect deck together. With that being said, I should be getting a Neo-Nectar deck list and analysis out fairly soon, hopefully by the end of the week. This way it's all ready for when the set comes out. And yeah, I hope you guys are all just really excited for the Ultra Rare Extra Booster. With all that being said though, this has been Miracle Trigger. I hope you guys enjoyed the video and you found it useful, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.